Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, and today is going to be a makeup tutorial on this look right here. It's very bright, it's very colorful, but at the same time it's a little bit softer, it's a little bit understated. It's definitely a lot more light coverage and minimal than a lot of makeup looks that I've been doing on my channel. It's not your typical like red lip, cat eye, holiday makeup look. It's a little bit different and I really like it that way. You have like the bright red eyeshadow, but then the rest of the makeup, it's very easy, it's very soft, it's very sort of like as if I don't really have any makeup on whatsoever. I'm not saying that this is a no makeup look, it's not. What I'm saying is that this is a very comfortable makeup look. Recently for me, makeup has been more about the way it makes me feel physically and emotionally rather than the way it just simply looks. You know, I want to wear color, I want to wear something dramatic, but at the same time I don't want to feel like I'm basically caking my face under layers and layers of makeup. Ever since I stopped wearing foundation on a daily basis, and ever since I just stopped wearing makeup on a daily basis, I have noticed that I'm now a lot more sensitive to how much makeup I put on my face. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing dramatic makeup. You guys know that I love drama, I love color, I love lashes, I love all this makeup, and it's just my passion, and I have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to it. But if I really want to go out and I really want to feel absolutely comfortable, I feel the most comfortable when I'm not wearing any makeup on my skin, because I don't like the feeling of makeup on my skin anymore because I'm no longer used to it, you know? And if I'm going out and I want to have a lot of fun with my friends and I want to go and have a good time, I don't want to necessarily feel like I have layers of makeup on my face, but I still want to have a little bit of fun with it, because if you're going to go like all natural and all basic with makeup, what's the point of wearing makeup in general? Like, that's just my opinion. So I wanted to create a makeup look that had a little bit of fun, that had a little bit of like a twist to it, but at the same time was like super easy to wear. And this is the kind of makeup look that honestly makes me feel like I'm wearing no makeup whatsoever, which is honestly the best feeling. This is a little bit of a different makeup look in the sense that it's very light, it's very breathable. You literally feel like you're not wearing anything on your face because of the techniques that I'm about to show you. So I hope you enjoy this makeup look. I have been blabbering on for a very long time, but I do want to say that I want to be very in-depth with this video. You guys know that I really love technique and I really love experimentation, but with this video I want it to be as in-depth as possible. So I'm going to take you step by step and show you the different techniques that I'm using to achieve this look. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I want to create like a very monochromatic, bright red holiday makeup look today, and I'm thinking that I want to dip into the James Charles palette from Morphe because I honestly really love this red shade right here. It's a pressed pigment, really into it, so I'm going to use this shade, but I'm going to pick up a small detail brush and I want to do a little bit of like a brow bone highlight first. So I'm going to be picking up this shade right here. This is a very light, sort of like what I would call like a cool tone nude. It is really a beautiful color to wear on the brow bone, and I've tried it there a few times and I really do enjoy it. So I'm just going to apply this with a small detail brush to my brow bone area. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush right here. This is a pretty basic eyeshadow brush. I chose this because I feel like everyone has like a certain kind of brush that looks similar to this. It's a very common brush shape, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here. Just going to go straight into it, and I'm going to pack this on my eyelid. As you probably have already figured out, I have not set my base, so I'm going in and the pigment is really going to stick to my lid and be very vibrant because I have not set my base, and I feel like that's the best way to use like a really bright color. Do not set your base with a neutral shadow, just go in and let the colors just stick to that sticky base, and that will just help you retain a lot of pigmentation, a lot of vibrancy, and a lot of color. And of course I am packing this all over my eyelid. Then I'm taking a smaller brush. This is a fluffier brush, but it still has a little bit of stiffness in it, and I'm going to go back to that shade and I'm going to just run this through my crease area. As you saw before, I didn't really blend the shadow out when I was applying it, but I'm doing this step to really diffuse those edges and make this look a lot more seamless. And I'm using the same shade because I really want this to be a quite monochromatic look, as I said before. I'm using circular motions in my inner crease area because I really want to add a little bit of diffusion there. And then I'm pretty much using like a mixture of windshield wiper motions slash circular motions on the rest of my crease as well. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I do want to talk about the fact that some people are saying that these shadows stain their eyelids. Personally, I have not had that experience. I have worn a number of like the pinkier, purpley, and especially this red shade, and I haven't really experienced any staining that I have noticed. If that changes, I will let you know. And then I want to do the rest of my face, and I actually want to make this like a relatively sort of like a light coverage face makeup today. So I'm going in with just a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand. Then I'm mixing it in with just a little bit of this liquid illuminator. I just like to take this tip and just wipe it like just once on the back of my hand. So like you get that sort of little concoction right there. And then what I do is I just mix it around using my finger. And I like to do it using my finger and not using the brush because I have used my brush to mix these two products together in the past, and I've noticed that that just basically means that I'm loading the brush with more and more product, and I kind of don't want to do that because when you put that on your face, it really gives the impression that you have more foundation on. So what I'm doing is I'm just using my middle finger just to apply this product strategically all over the places that I really feel like I need more coverage. Right now, actually, I have a pretty good skin day today. I really don't need a lot of coverage at all. So I'm literally only applying this to a few areas of my face. I mean, it looks almost invisible on camera. And in real life, it does look like I'm wearing a little bit of foundation, but not nearly that much. And I can only like sort of detect it, I feel like, because I'm putting it on myself. And then I'm going to take this brush right here. This happens to be a buffing brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to work the product into the skin. This brush actually does have like some residue on it. I really do have to clean my brushes. I was going to do it this weekend, but I wasn't able to make time to do that. But I'm just going to really just blend the product into my skin. And I actually did do quite a bit of blending when I was applying the product with my fingers. So the fact is, like, I really don't have to do a lot with the brush. I just am fine-tuning certain areas, making sure everything's really buffed in. And as you can see, this gives you like a very natural finish. You know, it's like not like Instagram. It's actually like a really nice breathable version of foundation. Your skin is like more evened out. It looks a little bit more like glowy because of that illuminator, but at the same time, it looks like my actual skin, and I love that. Now what I want to do is I want to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm actually going to clean this off on the palm of my hand because I'm not sure like what I was using this pencil brush for before. Yeah, like that's why I really need to clean my brushes, honestly. And I'm going to dip into this red color right here. I told you we're going to make this monochromatic, and so far it has been. So I'm just going to apply this color into my lower lash line, and I kind of want to make it look like a liner almost. I'm also going to apply a little bit of color into the inner corner as well, just to provide like a nice rounded effect. And you can see that I'm applying this color with like a really like nice pressing motion. I'm kind of dabbing it in. I'm definitely not smudging it out too much, but I am sort of diffusing the edges with the brush just a little bit. And because this brush is so small, because it's really tiny, it allows me a lot of room for precision and detail. I kind of want to go back in with this fluffy brush, dip it into that red, and I also just want to apply a little bit more color into the outer crease of my eye, because I really want to up the intensity right there. I also want to apply a little bit of liquid illuminator to my face, and I don't want to apply a whole ton. I want the skin, again, to be very like natural looking, but I still want there to be a little bit of like luminosity. So I'm applying the illuminator specifically on the high points of my cheekbone, and you can see that I have like a little bit of a blemish there. I'm not sure if that's visible on camera or not, but I'm kind of like going around it. I really don't want to emphasize it, so I'm kind of like stopping like right where that blemish is, and I'm not applying any product in that area. Sometimes I don't care, but other times I just don't really want to emphasize certain parts of my face, and today I really don't want to call attention to that blemish, so I'm just avoiding it, because if you apply a highlight over that area, you essentially emphasize what's on that area. So that's my little tip for you guys. I'm then going to apply a little bit of highlight to the top of my nose, and then a little bit to my chin area, and Cupid's bow. Then I'm gonna take this little like small foundation brush. This is actually the E8 from Morphe. I really do have to wash this. Again, I'm disgusting, I know. But I'm just going to lightly just just wipe the product essentially around my face. You can see that I'm not like really rubbing it in. I'm really just trying to just blend the product in because I already placed the product where I want it, and I really don't want to like rub it all over my face. I just want to just work it into the skin a little bit more. But I still want to like leave it specific to like the place where I applied it, if that makes any sense. And I still want it to like have like a little bit of like a natural glow. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And as you can see, that looks quite like, it doesn't look like your typical like very vivid highlight, which can be lots of fun, but today I wanted to create something a little bit different. Then I'm also going to do the same to my nose area. Again, I'm not gonna like wipe it this way. I'm literally just going up, down, up, down, up, down, because I want to really just build that line of highlight. I don't want the highlight to spread over my nose. I'm literally just bringing it down very gently. I mean, I don't like to apply too much highlight to my chin, usually in everyday life, because I don't want it to be the focus. But since we do have like highlight in this part of my face and in this part of my face, I do feel like I have to apply a little bit of highlight to my chin just to balance things out a little bit more. So now that we're done with that part of the face, I'm going to go in with this brush right here. This happens to be from EcoTools, by the way. This is a brush that I like to use for contouring, and I like to use it because it has like these really like soft bristles, and it has like a little bit of like a dome shape. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it's pretty basic. But what I like about this is that it has like the perfect density to really just cup my cheekbone and just to really deposit product, but it does so in a really airbrushed way. So I'm just gonna grab my bronzer. This is the one I use all the time. I've already hit pan on this one, so I have to get a new one because I've already gone through so many of these. So what I do is I just take the brush and I just do that, and I lightly take the brush and I take it on the end of the brush. I don't go here unless I really want it to be super intense. If I want it to be like relatively natural and airbrush looking, I just grab the end of the brush and then I just take it and I apply little by little, because it's always easier to add on than to take off. So I'm just applying a little bit of product, and the goal here is to really just take that bronzer and just put it a little bit higher than where my natural hollow is. I don't want to go like up here, but my natural like hollow when it comes to my cheekbone is like down here. So like I could apply product down here and just leave it at that and maybe even go lower, but what that does is that it just basically drags my face down. So what I want to do is I want to lift my face up. So I just take my brush, okay, I know that my hollow is like right here, and I just take it and I go slightly higher, so that there still is product that's being deposited in this area, but a lot of it is going to like sort of like hug my cheekbone and to really just emphasize that highlight and make it pop, thus creating the illusion of like a more like prominent cheekbone, but it's doing so in like a very natural looking way. It's really not that intense, and I like it because this is exactly the type of technique that will enable someone to look at you and be like, okay, yeah, that is a really nice like bone structure, but it's not something that will make people think that you had any help. This will literally make it look like it's completely natural, and I love it. I mean, you guys know I love drama, I love really dramatic looks, and I love wearing color, and I love having like a lot of like harsh sculpting and highlighting, but sometimes like today I don't want to feel like I have a lot of makeup on my face. I don't want to feel like I have to just worry too much about like how everything's looking. And honestly, if I apply like thinner layers and if I go in like a little bit less heavy, I do feel like in a way that my makeup becomes less maintenance if I apply less of it, because that way I don't have to worry about anything moving around and it just looks so like natural and it looks so good, and this is the type of makeup that will look good outside in the direct sunlight and inside when you have like the more forgiving light. So I did want to show you guys how I kind of work on this. It looks like I'm wearing some makeup, but it's applied in a way that really just emphasizes my natural features and does so in a really effortless manner. Okay, I'm going to be applying some mascara on my lashes. I actually think that I want to forgo false lashes for this look just because I feel like I want it to be like even more low maintenance, and I don't want to worry about like wearing false lashes, because quite honestly, like false lashes after like a few hours, they do get a little bit, you do get a little bit conscious that you're wearing false lashes, and I just want to make this look as easy and as comfortable as possible. So I'm just going to apply mascara and just be done with it. So what I do is I pretty much place the mascara at the root of my lash. I roll it around a little bit, I roll it outward, and then I pull it out, okay? And what this does is that this deposits a lot of product at the base of my lash, making my lashes appear more volumized and really just reducing the need for me to wear liner in general. I mean, I don't really like wearing liner because, I mean, I've been a little bit lazy, but using this technique, just applying most of the product at the base of my lash and then just pulling it out, really just helps me give a little bit of volume and just oomph to my lashes, which I love. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some lip liner. Now, what I like to do with lip liner is I like to overline a little bit because I like the illusion of having a larger lip, but I do recognize that sometimes it can look a little bit obvious. So what I do is I try to only overline my bottom lip, and the way I do this is I just concentrate on overlining the center bottom portion of my bottom lip. So what this entails is me just taking the pencil, and so I like to overline my lips just slightly. So what I do is I basically take the pencil and I place it just on my bottom lip, and I make sure that I'm overlining the center part of my bottom lip just by applying some color beyond my natural lip liner just in that area. However, as I go up to the sides of my mouth, I follow my natural lip line. For my top lip, what I like to do is I like to draw an X. Basically, that involves me taking the pencil and taking it up to the point of one cupid's bow, bringing it down in a diagonal line, and then I do the same to the other side, and that pretty much creates an X. And then I take the pencil and I drag it from my cupid's bow to the side of my mouth, and then the same for the other side. Now that is what the lip liner looks like on my lips. Now I do think that it helps to get a lip liner that has a similar tone to your lips. This particular lip liner is quite similar to my natural lip color. It is a little bit more cooler in tone than my natural lip color, but I think that that's completely fine. But the point is, if you want to overline and make it look a little bit more natural, don't necessarily use a lip liner that is too dark or too like bright in tone, because that will just call attention to the fact that you are cheating a little bit when it comes to your lip line. That's not to say that I haven't overlined when it comes to a red lip liner or like a plum lip liner. I have, but if you're looking for a more natural, more like less is more approach, I would definitely suggest maybe using a lip liner that is similar to your natural lip color. Then what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in the shade Fenty Glow. What I'm doing here is I'm taking the applicator and I basically just like scraped off a little bit of the excess product that was on the brush, and what I do is I just take it and I put it on the center of my bottom lip and I just spread it around a little bit, and then I take it off, I smack my lips, and then I just clean up a little bit with a brush afterwards. Notice that I'm not like applying the gloss all over my entire lips. I'm kind of applying it in one area and then just spreading it around to the other parts of my lips. So that's something that I do quite often, and that is because I really want to create the illusion of like a more three-dimensional lip. I want to give my lips a fuller effect, and if I take the lip gloss and I apply it like all over my entire lips, on the edges, like on the top, on the bottom, and I just do so using the brush and the applicator, then it kind of like just is a little bit too much, because what it will do is it will decrease the potential of your lips to look like naturally fuller. Because we concentrated the gloss on the center of my bottom lip, I spread it around, I smacked my lips a little bit. Now my bottom lip does look fuller than my top, but at the same time my lips in general look quite full. I actually do think that I want to take the foundation brush and kind of like decrease the amount of highlight on my nose, because it's looking like a little bit too too blingy there. I think that that's a lot better actually. So that is pretty much the end of this look. This is what it turned out to be like. You guys saw it was like very low maintenance, very low key, very easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I was talking a lot, but I really wanted to cram a lot of information in here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.